When it's Friday night, there's nothing to do. Start a new show and you suck like glue. What I binged this weekend.
I'm sure you're good.
Hello.
We is recording.
But she's so cute. God.
Circle of life.
We're surrounded by cats and we're talking about Netflix. We really have no life.
Get off.
Okay, so what I binged this weekend. I can tell the story of how I first decided because I thought it was funny. I was scrolling through Netflix, and when I do that, I just like to click on one, and then I look at the suggested, and I keep clicking until I find something interesting. And there was one that I saw like a few times before. It was called Sex Ed, and it was a movie. Oh. And I just thought, like, that sounds interesting, obviously. But I passed it up, and then the other day I was just like, you know what, I'm going to watch it. And it has, it's not what I expected it to be. It's Haley Joel Osment.
He still does movies?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he did.
He's... Yeah. It's a cute movie. And then I was just like, well, it has to be like a series or whatever you said. There has to be a connection. It has to be more than one thing. So I was just like, well, let's just watch the Osment siblings that look like they could be twins. So I watched Young and Hungry with Emily Osment. And then I watched another movie of hers. Well, that one's a TV series, but the Cyberbully. I cried. It was sad. Anyway,
is this like a Lifetime television channel premiere movie? That's what it sounds like.
Cyberbully?
Cyberbully. That's what it sounds like.
It's actually it's
the Lifetime original movie.
Kind of.
My son is my cyber husband.
Yeah. What?
Oh no, but
kind of. I guess
my cyber boyfriend is my. I don't remember. It was on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm like it's more sad, but okay.
30 Rock is pretty sad.
But it was after like that whole huge thing where that girl killed herself over cyberbullying. But anyway, I was gonna focus more on just like the show Young and Hungry because it's a show.
No, okay.
But I don't know. I guess anyway.
Well, you have a common thread, so it works. But if you want to talk about,
I'm like they're very
really
stereotypical white.
Like, I watch sex ed, so then I watch porn.
Oh well, that's a different segment. We're not gonna talk about that. Have you heard of my Japanese wife next door? Because, oh, God. Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, it's a Japanese porn. We're not going to talk about that. Don't
you
include
don't think he's bringing it up?
You do. Anyway. No, I was trying to look at...
good movies?
Yeah, Sex Ed was pretty interesting. The concept of what they wanted to do was... It was almost lost for a bit. Because it's about this guy... he was a teacher, and he, like, doesn't have that job anymore, and he's, like, working at a bagel factory, and feels his life is whatever, so he's like, I'm gonna go out and become a teacher again, because that's the only thing he's good at. And he gets a detention class that he can basically teach whatever he wants, and these kids are kind of, like, they're the troubled kids, they have to be there, and so they start, like, talking about, like, sex, all vulgar-ish, and... He's just like, these children need sex ed. And then one of the kids who's like annoying as shit, he's his dad's a reverend. And he's like, there's just a huge controversy over teaching them sex ed. And in it kind of more so focuses, at least for the beginning half of it, it shifted focus, I felt. Because it's like teaching accurate sex ed to like middle-aged or middle school kids. And then it's just like about him and his personal life, the fact that he's a virgin, seeing if that was going to affect him being able to inform these kids correctly. And I don't know, I guess I respected it for what it was. It just went between like, yeah, these kids need sex ed, but then it went back to his personal life, and then it just kept shifting focus. But in the end, how it ended up, I don't know, can we talk about the ending?
If you want.
Okay, I don't know.
Like I didn't.
Okay, well, in the end... There's this girl that he's been trying to get with the whole time, but it's just like, it's not the conventional, oh, he wins the girl and it's like they lovely and have sex for the first time. She's actually kind of like a biatch, and she only she just wants to be his first because she wants to have that privilege or something. She doesn't actually care for him, and he actually decides against it, and it's just like, It's
Anticlimactic.
kind of.
That's just what it sounds like.
For the Lifetime
It's
original
just-
movie?
Yeah. Well, no one died in it, okay?
Yeah.
Well,
boring.
no, I'm
Everyone
kidding.
dies in a Lifetime movie.
It was just actually pretty cool. There wasn't like the whole guy gets the girl and everything's perfect. It was more realistic. And Retta was in it.
Who?
Retta from
From Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was in it and she was really cool. But I don't know, it was more like realistic in what would actually happen. I would recommend it. I think it was pretty funny too. I liked it. But at the end, like, it goes back to the idea that proper sex education is, like, necessary. And it's his life choices for making that. But anyway, so on to Young and Hungry. I guess that is a common thing with it. Or at least the things that I watch, Sex Ed, Cyberbully, and then Young and Hungry. They're very realistic. They're
Lifetime
not...
movies.
They're not Lifetime movies. Maybe
Everyone
Cyberbully.
knows.
But no, they're very realistic and, like... So Young and
Realistic
Hungry...
For a film, right? So...
Like, it doesn't follow typical film pattern. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just weird, and like how people, yeah. It was like in how they react. So Young and Hungry is about it's Emily Osment, and she's like post graduation looking for a job. She's 23, and I identify because I'm 23.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
Shut up. No, but it's about her trying to get
True,
this
I'm only
job,
22.
and she. And she wants to be a chef. Her whole obsession is like Julia Child is her inspiration, and it's pretty cool. I guess it's heartwarming, but it's her in the real world. And throughout the whole thing, it's really funny because she jokes about how poor she is and how her car is mostly duct tape, and she just talks about like And then one funny part that I love that kind of hooked me was like she spilled something on her blouse, and she's like, "Oh, I paid $16 for that." Just like she's poor. And like trying to make it and like get a job and like pay back her college loans, which I feel for me is very appropriate to where I'm at. And it's very realistic in that. And also the cast is very like culturally diverse. Her roommate is a Hispanic woman, Latina. And then she works for the guy she works with. He's like a billionaire or something. He has like a housekeeper and
This
a publicist.
Just sounds like Christian Grey. Like,
It's not
is
Christian
this like
Grey.
a knockoff
No,
of
no,
50
it's
Shades?
not.
This is what it sounds like.
It's not Christian Grey. But they have a black person and an Asian person, and then the white guy.
There was in a club. I saw it.
You and your... Ugh.
It's a Lifetime original
I
movie
liked it.
featuring Christian Grey and
Anyway,
Anastasia Steele.
you actually know their names.
I've read enough reviews
Okay,
to laugh.
okay.
Really
It's
funny.
your secret fetish.
Watching 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of fucked up. Anyway, no, for the show progression, it starts off a little like rocky. They have good jokes, but their timing is off. It's kind of like you expect what they're gonna
So
say.
they're not punching raw meat, is what you're saying.
I thought it was pounding raw meat.
Pounding it raw.
That's a good one. Anyway, although it does talk about sex like a lot, but it's not like weird. Like it has all those like I guess controversial things like
Game of Thrones.
like no, not Game of Thrones weird, but just like it talks about sex, talks about like gay marriage and whatnot, and just like all this different types of things that people would like go crazy over. It presents them like they're normal, like like real life, like it happens every day. They're not making a huge big deal out of it. I also wanted to coin it as the redemption series for teenage stars or like young stars, because like some
I'd say Disney stars.
no Disney because Ashley Tisdale's in it too,
Or-
except she's a lesbian, and like Emily Osment and
I've seen that on Tumblr,
really
but I never knew what it was because I've seen.
it's actually
her
really
and
really funny.
Emily Osment.
She's in like 2 episodes, but
Everyone dies. It's a Lifetime movie.
yeah.
Lifetime TV show.
Okay,
TV show.
you have to watch Lifetime TV shows for the next one.
Oh God, no.
Yes, you do.
Never.
Yes, you do.
I can't.
Anyway, I don't know. I just, but like, first couple episodes, they're a little like slow to hit their, hit the punch line right. I guess, pound raw meat, but it picks up and it gets better, and it's pretty funny, and it's like it alludes to like, oh, guy gets the girl, but something always happens, but it's always realistic, like in it. there's some other guy that she likes or whatever, and she goes like and spends 3 weeks in like China or something. Like she ends up like going somewhere, and it's just, I don't know. I really appreciate it for how realistic it is.
Well, what they don't show you in the realism is that
Last
she
time.
went to China, right?
Uh-huh.
And she had to take a vaccine, and she ended up getting a muscular degenerative disease.
Oh my god.
Because, you know, the vaccine messed up on her, right? So she's now has nerve damage, and she's confined to using a walker and or
I didn't know you
a
saw the
wheelchair.
series too.
I know.
I didn't want to reveal that.
I'm sorry. Spoilers, everyone. I'm sorry. She actually ends up being, you know, crippled.
The new Professor X.
Minus the thought.
Minus the, yeah.
The thought.
The awesome
abilities.
abilities.
Minus the X-Men.
Minus the X.
X-Men.
Minus the X. Oh, God.
I don't think
She's
she's
just
a
a
man.
man.
Did she turn into a man?
I don't know what that
China,
muscular
it's
degenerative
very
She's
cheap.
not an
disease
X-Man.
did.
She's a W man.
W man. So yeah.
Oh my god. It's like
How to
I
ruin a series.
I know! I actually liked it. I've only watched
Jeez, Connor, who invited you?
2 seasons of it are on Netflix. I think there's a season on like TV. Ow.
Right now, like it's.
I
airing
like
on
it if you
Lifetime.
like Lifetime muscular degenerative disease stuff. So